There weren't a group of black men in there that believed that, so you weren't talking to them. So I would argue, who the fuck are you performing for? Because the black people there don't believe that. Unless you believe they do. In which case, well, that's concerning. That's troubling in and of itself. So I want to know who the fuck you performing for, bruh. You performing for who? The black women who believe that. Some of them are damaged goods. Like I said, you guys send them away for the Lost Boys. That is not the message that needs to be promoted. That is not the message that needs to be circulated. And the dominant society knows this. They know the power of fucking propaganda. They know the power of brainwashing. Once you start saying something, then there's people who believe it may be true. And that belief of it may, the potentiality of it is significant. If you believe there's potential of something being true, that's all that needs. That's all that needs to grow into to have that seed grow and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because then you start to get in your reticular activation and you start noticing it. Oh, I noticed it here. I noticed it here. And the next thing you know, your fucking whole worldview, your ideology has been changed due to something that someone said. And we all know this to be the case. There's probably things we have on on our fucking chip on our shoulder that someone told us when we were fucking 12 or something, and you never forgot it. Never forgot it. It always scratched at the back of your mind. Just, man, that's not true. So you have to be careful. The power of life and death is in your tongue. Nash says, please read my previous milestone super. TJ says, has Judge Mathis been in the marches? I wonder. I don't know. TJ says, the only protests that America understands are riots. But they don't, though. They don't, though. They don't, though. Riots are meaningless. In modern times, riots are meaningless. Riots are meaningless unless you have the wealth and power to back it up. And if you have the wealth and power to back it up, then you're not rioting to begin with. I would argue rioting is a sign of weakness. That's what I would argue. Now, thinking about it, now don't get me wrong, it's like, if you're going to riot, actually, I won't say that. I won't say that. But even if you're going to, as a collective, express anger, you should express anger. And if there's going to be looting that takes place, I would argue you would want to be in areas that would grant you some type of wealth or power. You can take that however you want, but I'm just saying, you riding a fucking AutoZone? No, nigga. You riding around a fucking liquor store? No, nigga. You riding around a bodega? No, nigga. I don't know why the fuck you would burn down a police department instead of going into the police department and start changing fucking records. Like I said, that's a different mindset. I don't know why the fuck you would burn down a police department, have a whole police department leave, and then not go into that police department and start taking their equipment. Oh, I could use this shit. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, let's take this. What's going on here? Hey, someone hack into the system. Erase these niggas fucking warrants and shit. Give them clean records. I don't know what the fuck. That's what tells me white liberal did that shit. That's what that tells me. The white liberal did that shit. That's what that tells me.